What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. Welcome to week 11 of the Keto Bulk series. So this is vlog number 11. Let's dive into it. I woke up today at a new high weight. I'm pretty sure this was a new high. I believe today I was 198 something. Let's see for sure here. Today I woke up at 198.6. So pretty good little dose of heft upon waking this morning. As I mentioned in the last week's video, I've been kind of just rolling with the bear mode mentality, at least through the end of the month of June. That has certainly been the case as of late. If you look at my chronometer dashboard here, you can kind of see my trend lines, and I was consistently under 4K apart from a few refeed days. As of these past few days, I've been pretty much trending around 4,000 daily with the higher day there. So my average is probably a little bit north of 4,000 calories right now, probably closer to about 4,200 calories as the average. So it makes sense that my weight would also be trending up at 198.6. I'm going to change some things at the beginning of July, so I'm not sure that I will hit the 200-pound mark or not. Again, that's not really the goal. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. One thing I can say, psychologically speaking, as far as the whole bear mode mentality goes, is that I have really enjoyed seeing all of my lifting metrics improve. That has certainly made embracing the added body fat much more tolerable. But there is so much benefit to be gained in simply not fixating on food, and that is much easier to do when you are eating at a pronounced surplus. If you are constantly at a deficit or hovering right around maintenance, there's going to be a lot more hunger signaling cues that just take place throughout the day, and you're going to be just thinking about food more. When you are actively consuming, quite a bit above maintenance, then you're not just fixated on food all the time. And I think there is massive benefit to that, totally independent from any compositional or strength markers or body fat changes. So many people live life in a food-fixated mentality state, and if you can just break free of that by allowing yourself a period of time where you eat at a significant surplus, I think there is much to be gained in doing so. So here is that familiar chart with regards to chronometer. I kind of want to jump over here to Heads Up Health real quick. This does not have my InBody information, but according to my InBody, today I weighed in, or my body fat was 18%, I believe. 18.2% today. And again, on the 10th of this month, it was 16.8. Then it went to 21.1, 20.7, 18.2. So my body fat hadn't dropped, but it's just fluctuating quite a bit based off of fluid levels, as bioelectrical impedance scans tend to do. So realistically, I'm probably around 18%. So today's measurement was probably pretty accurate. I am going to try and get a DEXA scan sometime in the near future and a updated panel of lab work done, because it's been a while since I've gotten an updated hormone panel done. I'd be curious to see what my total testosterone and free testosterone are looking like now at this body fat, at this caloric intake, at this stage in the building phase. So I will try and get that done, and I will obviously share that information with y'all as well. But jumping back into Heads Up Health here, you can kind of see I've got a few different metrics toggled on here. The Withings scale, so my bathroom scale, is reflected in here, unlike my InBody. It is not as accurate because it is just measuring the feet electrodes. There's not a handheld metric on it. But according to this, I've got my body fat on the Withings. You can see here, obviously very low at the beginning of the year, and then that has trended up. Now it is showing 17.5% roughly. The fat-free mass is here in whatever that is, pink or magenta, and you can kind of see that trending up as well. You do have these crazy fluxes, again, due to fluid changes. So there is that. The muscle mass here in green, you can see that corresponds obviously very closely to body fat and fat-free mass because it is a bioelectrical impedance scan. So if one goes up, the other's going to go down, and vice versa. But the overall trend has all been up. So here lately, it's kind of trended down a little bit, but I've been much more lax with my electrolyte consumption. I have not been consistent with my fluid intake or my water intake since pretty much the beginning of June, and that's why you've seen this drop here, because hydration levels are going to show as an increase in lean mass. The more hydrated you are, the more fluid weight you're going to be carrying in your muscle tissue, which is going to be reflected as increased lean mass on a bioelectrical impedance scan. So the fact that I am not consuming as much water and it's been freaking hot and I'm likely dehydrated a bit is why you're seeing this trending down. So I need to get back on my water game so that can be ruled out as a confounding variable there. But I do like having this information at my fingertips. If I turn on the calories here, you can kind of see that is in purple. You can kind of see that that has been not quite as high as it was when I was, coming out of the reverse diet and had some pretty significant high days. But for the most part, again, averaging right around the 4,000 calorie mark. Let's see here. Yeah, here we are on the right. You can kind of see some of these metrics. That's 3850. That's 4790. So kind of averaging right around 4,000, 4,200, somewhere in there. So feel pretty good about how my body is responding in light of the amount of food I am consuming. And I've been averaging probably about a 68 to 70% fat ratio as far as percentage of calories coming from dietary fat. There will be days where I'll have a high protein day. There will be days where, depending on what I'm eating, it may be incredibly high protein. For instance, I'm trying to get rid of all those primal cuts that I have. I have a few whole chickens, so I may just do a full-blown rotisserie chicken. That obviously is going to be reflected in a much higher protein day. But if I have those intermittently, I don't really notice an issue. If I have consistently several days of high protein relative to fat, my joints start hurting tremendously. So I try to keep the fat ratio quite a bit higher than the protein while at the significant caloric surplus that I am. These pictures that I'm throwing up on the screen now are all my current physique shots. Again, as is true last week, you can definitely tell that I'm putting on some body fat. My prep starting weight was 182. I am now 196, 198, so quite a bit above that. But I feel like the offset in weight from strength alone confidently lets me know that a lot of that is, in fact, muscle tissue, so I feel very good about that. Obviously, some of it is body fat as well, but as long as my strength markers are improving, I can fully embrace that added body fat too. Next month in July, so next week, I will be changing some things, and I'll be keeping you in the loop on all of that. I'm basically going to be doing a keto build phase still, but kind of like a reset, not a mini cut. And I will clarify as to why it would not be considered a mini cut in next week's video. But there will definitely be some changes in next week's content, so stay tuned for that. This week is going to be pretty much the final bear mode week, for lack of a better term. And I'm just going to go through some of these primal cuts and get them out of the freezer. So that is a wrap on the end of June, week 11, and bear mode bulk. So thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see you next week for week 12.